Let's go back to 2018. It's hard to imagine now, but at the time, Tesla was basically dead. Model 3 production was stuck in what Musk famously called production hell. They were burning through cash like a furnace. And Wall Street was shorting the stock, trying to drive the company into the ground. One of the world's biggest investment banks, Morgan Stanley, issued a warning that Tesla's cash flow wouldn't last 6 months. Musk was sleeping on the factory floor. That wasn't a publicity stunt, it was real desperation. The American manufacturing system was too slow and too expensive. He needed a miracle. And that miracle came from an unexpected place, China. This brings up a concept called Yangmo. Translated, it means an open conspiracy, a grand plan laid out right on the table for all to see. Normally, when foreign car makers like Volkswagen and General Motors enter the Chinese market, they have to form a 50-50 joint venture. You have to share your technology and your profits with a local partner. But for Tesla, the Chinese government broke its own rules. They allowed Tesla to have 100% ownership of the Shanghai factory. What was this? An act of charity? No, it was a precisely calculated gamble. China provided the land, billions in low-interest loans, and unprecedented speed. On January 7, 2019, they had just broken ground on the Shanghai factory. By December, just 11 months later, the first made-in-China Tesla rolled off the assembly line. For comparison, building a car factory in the West usually takes 3 to 4 years. This is quite literally China speed. This factory didn't just save Tesla, it transformed the company's unit economics. Reports show that the cost to produce a Model 3 of the China factory was at least 65% lower than at its American counterpart. Tesla's stock soared from a struggling $50 billion valuation to a $1 trillion business empire. It was this China story that made Wall Street buy into Tesla's future. But remember that Yangmo? The Chinese government didn't do all this just to make Elon Musk rich. In economics, it's called the catfish effect. Before Tesla entered the Chinese market, China's EV market was flooded with subsidies and mediocre products. Our domestic car brands had gotten very lazy because the government subsidies were just a little too easy to get. So China threw a predator into the fish tank to create pressure on its own car brands. Part of the deal was that Tesla had to build a local supply chain in China. When they started, about 30% of their parts were sourced in China. But now, that number has soared to 95%. You could say that Tesla didn't just build a car, it built an entire automotive manufacturing university in China. They forced hundreds of Chinese suppliers to meet Tesla's standards: extreme precision, extreme durability, and cost-effectiveness. So this is where the story takes a turn. Once these innovative suppliers learned how to make high-quality, world-class parts for Musk, they could, for example, turn around and sell those same leading-edge components to BYD, XPeng, Xiaomi, and NIO, who are also major players in the industry. So this supply chain essentially became open-source hardware for the entire industry. Let's look at the numbers for 2024. From January to May, BYD sold 1.43 million cars. During that same period, Tesla sold just 230,000 cars in China. The student didn't just learn the master skills. Now, the student is outselling the master. This is a textbook case study in industrial policy. Tesla used China's supply chain to survive and become a global giant. And China used Tesla's brand and standards to kickstart its entire electric vehicle industry. Musk got his $1 trillion valuation, and China, we got the supply chain of the future. So, in this gamble, who really won? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Gavin, and I'll keep sharing content like this. If you're interested, please follow my channel. Take care.